Crazy. The last Monday of the second quarter, right? Am I right?
I can't even, let me see what, I don't even know.
It is. There's only 4 days left this month.
And half of a year is gone.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, this is
Unbelievable.
just crazy. Just crazy. I keep thinking of all the things I wanted to accomplish this year and knowing that I'm already 6 months in and behind.
Things to do. I know it's, I thought that I would be enjoying my 50th year. You know, I turned 50 in January, my golden year. But it's almost
25.
over. What's that, Jeff?
I said 25. I don't believe in birthdays past 25. We just have anniversaries.
Yes, but
funny.
when the number of anniversaries exceeds 25, then all bets are off, right? And Valerie and I both qualify in that realm. So
Yes, we do.
So 25 plus.
Yeah. So we have a guest, as everybody can see this morning, Jeff. Jeff Dow. We'll start by giving you an opportunity just to introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, audience. It's possible over the years, if you guys live in Tampa, we've probably met at one point or another, but my name is Jeff Dow. I currently own, and hopefully I'm going to build it until I either sell it or really build it, JD's Pressure Washing right here in Tampa, where moms hire us to buy dad's time back. I'm a 10.5-year Navy veteran. I was intel. I got out of the Navy in November of 2016 and went through a number of different iterations of business. I always knew, I shouldn't say always, at least since 2011, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know how to fully accomplish that. And then recently, in August or so, I started a pressure washing company, and out of all the businesses that I had started in the past, this is the first one that finally took off. So I don't see any of the others as failures. They were all part of the process to teach me the lessons I needed in order to do what I'm doing now and able to hustle, know where to find the clients, know how to charge, know how to expand, all of that stuff. So I've known Rosie and Valerie for years now. I seem to see them at all the veteran related events. And I think we met originally, was it 1 Million Cups, or it was down at the ECC specifically. I think I was down there teaching people how to grow their social media, how to grow their business on social media. And I think that's when we initially had connected. I was down there with a friend of mine, Gary James Knight, who's a real estate agent in the area. Well, now he sells planes.
yes, I saw that about him. Yeah.
That's a little brief version, brief for me.
A little step back in our history, really, because that was so long ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
and for all the times that we talked to Jeff and all the different business concepts he was thinking of, I think he registered for Action Zone programs at least twice in the past, maybe even more. And
Two
then
times.
finally in this at the beginning of 22, he joined the cohort, and so thrilled that he did, because first of all, as you can tell, he's filled with personality, and he really helps create that that cohort experience for everyone, because he is so eager. You are so eager to, I don't want to talk to you in the third person like you're gone already, but we'll do that after the chat. But you are so willing, you're just not focused on your own success. You are so willing to offer connections and insights and perspective from what you've done and experienced and who you know with everyone else in the cohort. It was such a joy for them, not only for us, but for them to experience Jeff Dow in all of his glory and all of the giving that you do. You're just one of those selfless people that find joy in helping others be successful too. And I really appreciated that.
It's one of the things I've loved about business is being able to help other people. And I got lucky that the first iteration of business I came into was a multi-level marketing, and it was built on people helping people. Like your success was tied to their success. Or let me rephrase, their success was tied to your success. So I learned early on of like giving back and helping other people. And I know going forward, there's a lot of stuff I still need to learn. And I think it's important for us to, I was always taught you should have a mentor, but you should also have somebody that you're mentoring, because you can gain from both. You almost gain more by helping somebody else because you forget the things that you went through and it helps you at another level. So I just love people and getting to know other people. I've never met a stranger. I just see people as friends that I haven't met yet. So it doesn't matter if we're, somewhere else in Florida, somewhere in the country. I've been over in Israel and I've had people ask me like, do you know them? I'm like, no, I've never been out of America before. Like, how would I know these people? We just got off the boat. So it's just, I love people, so that helps. And people who understand business are people I really connect with, because we have a lot of stuff in common. It doesn't matter what the business is. We've experienced a lot of the same feelings, trials and tribulations, if you will.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, because that's largely why Action Zone is industry agnostic, for the cohort members, because the business of running your business is the same. It doesn't matter whether you're pressure washing or selling dog treats or offering cybersecurity services. It's all the same.
Taking second place in the competition.
Yeah.
Nah, he did well. I was happy for all those people. All three.
Oh, well, speaking of which, share your experience with Veterans Florida Expo and the pitch competition.
So first off, I appreciate the two of you guys putting me up for that. It was something I had not done before. I am comfortable in front of people, but usually only when I know the material. If I don't, I'm definitely super nervous. But it's something that I am constantly trying to challenge. The adrenaline rush is actually something I enjoy, as crazy as that sounds. But it was cool to be able to put together an actual slide deck, a pitch of my business, who I am to potential investors, as well as judges primarily for the competition. It was really cool. There was, I think, 15 people who got to pitch their company to a panel of judges from, I guess, across the state. There was people from all over. The judges, one of them lives up in Georgia, so it was a little bit of a hike. But it was really cool to be able to go through, and the experience, I think it's something that I'll take away from because it's public speaking. It's you being able to answer your, questions about your business in real time. But I'd say it gave me the opportunity to look deeper into my business because I want to make sure my numbers were right. I want to make sure I understood my material, and the stuff that I was talking about. And I think the biggest challenge for me was I was given a 10-minute window. So that's always the hardest. And I think out of most of Rosie saw a good number of the participants. I think out of most of them, I was the one that they didn't have to mention time at all. I did go first. I did get somewhat of a sort of benefit because the clock didn't start, but I had to tell him like, hey, did you know the clock's not started?
That was funny too.
But I needed the clock. They didn't realize that. I needed it because I knew where I needed to be per slide based on how much time was left. So it was really cool because you got an opportunity to meet a lot of different people at that expo as well. People who are further down the road in business and can offer advice. I highly recommend going to those, to any veteran out there, whether you're pitching or not. While there was a lot of stuff in marketing and stuff that that was a business I had in the past. So there was a lot of things I understood. Obviously, I didn't know enough because the business is not still going. But I would argue that for a business just getting started, it's one of the best things that you can do outside of going to an Action Zone or one of the other partner Veterans Florida groups, because it's people who understand how to go from concept to business. I call it boots to business because it's very much what it is. You go from being in the military to owning a business of your own, concept all the way through testing it, getting the data, which anyone who knows me, I'm a data nerd. And being able to put the pieces in place, I use it like this example of having a puzzle box cover. Like when I was going through business before, I was just trying to figure it out. I knew that I had to do certain things and I had to figure other stuff out. What Action Zone kind of provided was that puzzle box of like that bird's eye view where all the pieces go together. You still got to figure stuff out, trial and error, but it gives you a little bit of a snapshot, and being able to, leapfrog from that right into a pitch competition. I don't think I would have been ready to do a pitch competition out, right out the gate, but having gone through Action Zone for 2 months previous and then going in, it was simple. I just had to change my slides a little bit. I was comfortable. I knew what I was talking about. Bam, bam, bam.
That's so important. And it's a piece that people scramble over when somebody asks them about their business or presents an opportunity or a connection to them. It's never too early to create the 3-minute, the 90-minute, 90-second pitch, the 3-minute pitch, a pitch deck, whether you're pitching to customers or pitching to investors or just at 1 Million Cups pitching to the other entrepreneurs in the community so that they can help connect you to resources and to customers. It's the most overlooked piece, mostly because people are so afraid to get up and talk and they don't know what they want to say. I think that is an advantage to having completed the business model and understanding all of those pieces, whether you do it through us or someplace else or on your own. Now I have identified all of those things that an investor, a customer, or another entrepreneur that wants to connect you needs to know about your business, needs to understand so that they know where to direct you or they know how much money they want to invest in you. It's just so important and it can't happen early enough.
No, I totally agree. I think
totally agree. Go ahead, Jeff.
I would keep it short on this one. I see you want to say something.
Okay.
I think I'm always looking down range too. So I think everything that you just said, what it taught me from a perspective of understanding, where my business is and what the investor is looking in. The other side of the coin is down the road, I want to be that investor. So I now know what to look for in P&L statements and stuff like that in another business. Like what capital do they currently have? What are they going to need? How do I take them 10x to the next level? How do I turn a profit on this business? So it's something that I wouldn't have thought of previously, but it kind of gives you the keys to the next step of higher level business.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is with pitching and founders, being really nervous about doing that because you really have to be vulnerable and be willing to fans of 1 Million Cups.
Say that again, because I don't know if Jeff heard it or not, but you seem to
cut out.
Stop there a minute.
We're big fans of 1 Million Cups because that it should be the first opportunity that founders take advantage of to pitch their business, because the entire premise is what can the community do for you to help you continue to build and grow your business versus questioning everything that you're pitching. So hopefully we'll see you at 1 Million Cups pitching JD's pressure washing.
Hopefully. I'm definitely trying to get into a lot of different circles right now. I just did I've been doing some total different things that I would have thought of. Like someone hit me up to wash their seafood delivery truck. And I was like, I wouldn't have thought of that. Sure. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what we can do. And it was badly oxidized. So it was lots of white was coming off the paint. But I was able to get all the grease, and like my favorite response from a customer is wow. And yesterday, actually over the weekend, I did a 2-part. Shirley from class Baez, I think this is how you say it last name.
Shirley Baez. Mm-hmm.
I did her patio set, like her cushion covers and all that stuff. I did the patio. Like I said, I'm learning new stuff. She asked me and I was like, I don't know, but because people think pressure washing and you're like, it would destroy that. And you're right. But if you use a lower pressure, like a different tip, you can actually get away as long as you're not direct on it. So I took all her cushions home and I soaked them in my washing machine overnight in borax and laundry detergent. I shook it all up and left them underneath or under the water. And then yesterday I took them out, laid a blanket on the ground, and then I took my pressure washer and pressure, cleaned out all the organic stuff. So you can. I learned something new.
Did it come
So
out nice?
they did. Some of them were a little bit older, so it was harder to get. Like if that stuff's been in there for a long time, it's near impossible to get out. But again, I got a wow response, so I'm like, sweet, that's exactly what I needed. So she's in real estate and that kind of realm, which is kind of where I need to be in talking with real estate agents who are buying and fixing up and selling homes, or just selling homes for clients, because curb appeal, as I joke all the time, is a big deal. And my first job that I did was walking through my neighborhood. It was like carrying my little radio wagon flyer or radio, whatever, that red wagon, right? I was walking through my neighborhood carrying my pressure washer and knocking on doors. And I'm, you know me, that is torture. That's like, I pay people to do
Jeff,
stuff.
everybody. This is so Jeff.
I love people. I hate sales. I can stand on a stage in front of it. Really, I think the most people I've ever spoke to is like 200 people, and like knocking on one door with one person answering, absolutely not. Like I will do anything but that. So the house was for sale, and I called the real estate agent who pushed me over to the homeowner. And I said, hey, I just started a business. I live like a few doors down from you. Saw the house was for sale. I know curb appeal is a big deal. I'm offering a discount for the first 10 people at $97. The homeowner told me no. I didn't put this in that pitch, but the homeowner told me no. And it was too much for them. And then I'm guessing the real estate agent on the back end was like, you should probably take that. That's a really good deal. And so I got a call back like, hey, I think I heard you wrong. In my head, I'm like, no, you didn't. Okay. And the house had been for sale for like 2-3 months. And then as soon as I got done cleaning it, within 2 weeks, the house sold.
That's
and I had to do that. One sucked too, because I have this thing called a surface cleaner. It's like 19-inch deck that cleans so much faster instead of doing a wand the whole way. And it started surging, and I didn't know why. Every time I'd pull the trigger, like it would and I'm like, I think I'm gonna blow my pump up. Like I don't know what's wrong with it. And I didn't know at the time. I ended up having to borrow my neighbor's pressure, his little Ryobi. That's why when I gave the pitch, I'm like, I know you're going to go to the 700 or 800 milligram ibuprofen, because I did. That's rough. And so, yeah, I had to learn. It basically was my injector tips on the bottom. The surface cleaner has 2 of them, and it got clogged. And I didn't know that. And that's what was causing it to cavitate. And so I did the whole thing with a wand. Like, never again. Absolutely not. So when I gave the pitch, I focused on the problem. I started like out of the 4 pictures, I started with the pain, and then I worked my way, around the circle, and how my whole focus is saving you time so you don't look like that guy.
You know what I've noticed in some of your posts, in all of your posts, actually, both on Facebook and LinkedIn and every place else that I happen to find them. You recently posted an article about all of the chemicals for pressure washing and how to safely use them and what to look for in them and how to combine them or not. And when I got done,
like not bleach and neutrals.
Yeah. But when I got done reading the article, I was like, well, I'm not going to do all that. That's way too complicated. And a lot of people would think telling your customers how to do your job would be
Killing
counterintuitive,
your business.
but it absolutely overwhelmed me to know all of the things that you shared and the things I needed to be careful of. And it's like, aside from buying your time back, buying Dad's time back, you demonstrated that it's easier and safer for me to hire somebody to do pressure washing, JD's, than do it myself. Aside from the cost of everything, that you can get much. I just was really impressive that it didn't it didn't cause me to want to go out and buy all that crap and do it myself. It caused me to want to call JD's and say, okay, I'm not doing this. So you're really
There's-
smart about those kind of things. You know people well enough, or you read them well enough that, and you experiment. You're not afraid to try anything, which is really interesting.
Nope.
Most new entrepreneurs, they don't want to try anything that might be a waste of time or a waste of money, but it's
or look
all
bad on them.
about experimentation. You have to do that. You have to fall on your face or not quite meet the mark. So you know not to do it again and what will work.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you need those beta customers, to figure out what can and cannot be done and what needs to be, what you need to adjust in your business, one way or the other. So yeah, that's, it takes a lot of courage really to step outside of what you think your business model is to see if you can expand it.
That's the fun part about being a data guy is, like, for me, the hardest part is how do you word this? You have to listen to what your customer wants, not what you think that your customer wants. And it comes from trial and error. And you said, I fall, but I fall forward. I always try to learn from everything that I'm doing. And sometimes there's not even enough data. Like, you could post, like, I try to teach people this, just because you posted something and it didn't get any traction doesn't mean it's not worth posting something along those lines again. That could have been a holiday. That could have been something, there could have been a big news item that pulled people away from, your type of content. It's trial and error, and it's getting enough data. And if you have enough data, you can figure out essentially what it is that people need. And it's kind of, I jokingly looked up, I let ChatGPT, like AI, build me a contents page for an ebook. And then I spent the next couple hours letting Chat write me a chapter by chapter for each one. And after I was done, I now have a 75-page ebook. So you talk about overwhelming. A lot of my posts are going to drive to that because I know there is that much information. And so when people see 75 pages and they just start looking through and they're like, oh, I'm just going to hire somebody. That's the goal. And it's not a malicious thing. It's, you're going to ruin your stuff. Like, if you let me already, I've already ruined stuff. Let me not ruin your stuff. Let you not ruin your stuff, and just get the job done. If the overall game plan is to get the stuff clean and back to the way that it was, then it's probably better you just hire somebody. And the one thing that I've learned probably here recently, I have signs coming in on Thursday night. I got yard signs coming in, 100 of them. I'm super pumped. So you're going to see those. If you drive up Dale Mabry, Bruce B. Downs, or you're on 54, I'm going to hit that big circuit, and they're going to be placed where, and this is where that ties in, outside of choke points, like lights that are super long in very well-to-do neighborhood areas. So I've learned, and I learned this from another pressure washer that was at that pitch competition, who also happened to be former Navy, who also happened to be former Intel. Really weird. I guess there's like a thing of like, hey, if you're Navy Intel, like, you're going to become a pressure washer more than likely when you get out of the military. Like, just accept it now. So I learned that my client is somebody who doesn't think about money like most people. For them, and they were talking about how they started focusing on window washing. I don't think you've ever heard me mention window cleaning or window washing, because I do it as part of the entire house. But he was like, you don't understand. He's like, when people hire us for cleaning their house, cleaning their driveway, their fence, they don't typically ask for the windows. And even if I mention it, they wouldn't get it. He said, however, the opposite is not true. If they hire us to clean their windows and they find out we do the house and drive and stuff too, most people aren't looking for window cleaners because they don't care. But affluent people who have a total different lifestyle, they want those windows spotless because they have friends coming over and they entertain. Those people think about time more than money. So they would oh, you clean the entire house too? You do the driveway? Sure, we'll hire you for that stuff as well. So it's a total different clientele. And it's learning, those people don't want to learn. They don't care. They want to hire somebody that they trust, that's showing up to their house, that's going to get the job done quickly without influencing or affecting or interfering with their life. and they just want to have that happen on a regular basis.
I just love hearing him talk about all the things he knows.
Battery's muted.
She owes us both a quarter.
Sorry, the dogs,
Oh.
started barking. No, I just get so much joy in listening to founders as they navigate and they have all these, discoveries. And I really appreciate the entrepreneur community by, just like you said, you ran into a guy at the Veteran Florida Expo, happened to be, a Navy Intel veteran and in the same business line, but, he's willingly sharing what he's learned because it sounds like obviously he's a little bit further along in his journey than you. So
Yeah, I think they're going to break $250,000 this year, but they do have a team of 4. So that's helpful.
yeah. Well, you'll get there.
Facts.
You'll get there for sure. Well, what do we have coming up, Rosie?
Oh, I'm usually so well prepared for that question, but I am not today. So I will just have to look and put it in the chat. I had a really busy weekend and I didn't get any time this morning to lead up my stuff. So I'll put it in the chat.
We have workshops coming up.
Yes, we do. You can go to the Eventbrite page and I put the links in last week. I'll put them again this week. I don't think there's anything for tonight. God, I hope there's nothing for tonight.
No, nothing tonight. Let's see what the Entrepreneur Collaborative Center has going on. Do you know anything going on in the community, Jeff?
Nope, I'm learning. That was the one thing I left out when I was talking about Shirley was networking with all the different real estate agents and brokers in the area. So I'm going to start doing more of that. But as of right now, I don't know of anything going on in the immediate week.
Yeah, she's really good with networking and getting out there. Nonprofit Leadership Roundtable, unleash your entrepreneurial growth and success, data for business and grants proposal, working women pitch competition,
Hey,
how to sell when you hate to sell. That might be a good one for you.
that's why I like marketing, because it brings people to you and you don't have to sell. They already know their problem. They know that you have the solution. You just have to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, next Monday, not this, this Monday, 2 Mondays. We're not quite in July yet.
Close.
July 10th is mastering or it's business model overview with Rosie Lee. And
And
that's
the crowd went wild. Oh.
Yeah, no, Action Zone, we have a series of online workshops because we were finding that some of our members were just struggling with making it to our in-person. So Rosie came up with a series that they can participate in through the summer.
There you go.
Yeah, so I hope to see you all, but I'll put all the links in there. And I can leave you 2 on, but I got to jump off.
Yeah, we gotta go get started on our day. Jeff's got some power washing to do, I'm sure.
Tomorrow, we got a big job. My flyer handing out is working.
Awesome.
So I've already 2x the investment in paying for them to get printed and having my roommate go hang them because you heard my anxiety. So this one job alone is 2x what I invested in that, and
That is awesome.
it covers the flyers, him hanging them, and the yard signs I just had printed. So
Nice.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Nice. I think
Well,
we could have Jeff on for a lot of different topics because there were 3 or 4 that questions I wanted to ask, but I knew we didn't have an hour and 15 minutes on Monday morning to go through all of that. So you definitely will be asked to come back because you have a lot of
Pretty
good
comfortable with
things
this.
you've done that I think people need to know about.
Hey, people can learn and it helps their business move faster. It took me, I started in August. It's now just about July. So 10
11
months
yeah.
to figure out how to barely break over 10K when I listened to this other guy who again, there's 4 of them, but they made 6 figures their first year. So if I can help people get to his level quicker, that's the game plan.
And
Awesome.
we can help you get to that level quicker.
Yes,
That's our
please.
game plan. Thank you so much, Jeff. Rosie, it's always good to see you battle. Everybody have a great week. And until next time.
Bye. Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.